Welcome to Engineering Influence, a podcast from the American Council of Engineering Companies, sponsored by HDR. We are coming to you from our fall conference taking place at the Broadmoor in Colorado Springs, and I am joined today by representatives from the ACEC Retirement Trust. Ron Wathan serves as the ACEC Retirement Trust Vice Chair, and he chairs the Retirement Trust Investment Subcommittee. John Pickett is the Senior Vice President at Cap Trust and has been the financial advisor to the ACEC Retirement Trust for over 30 years. John and Ron, every time I pick up the paper, I read about companies being sued over their 401k plan. What's the Retirement Trust doing to reduce fiduciary exposure?
Allison, the reason people are seeing the most prevalent reasons are two. Their investments and their fees. And ACEC Retirement Trust has a solution for both. The trustees function as the discretionary investment fiduciary, meaning they make the investment decisions. Plan sponsor no longer has to decide if and when they replace an investment or make a change. And then as far as the fees, we regularly negotiate fees with our service providers, looking for the lowest available share class in all of our investments. I'll give you some proof of that. This summer, we invited our fiduciary liability insurance underwriter to join us in a meeting. We went through the process we follow in selecting our service provider and negotiating with them. Same thing about all of our investments. And quite frankly, he was very, very complimentary of what we did and the processes that we follow. It's virtually getting the good housekeeping seal of approval.
Great job, John. And I'd just add that we try to take, our goal is to take the administrative burden of offering a great 401k plan for your employees, helping them understand their financial situation and taking the burden of stress off of off of your team so they're more productive at work, right? So we try to take the administrative burden off of them, making it an easy plan to offer. And we offer continuous education. We're letting plan sponsors know what their responsibilities are. We handle it. They sort of acknowledge it and make it easy. And when we talk to other plans outside of the ACEC Retirement Trust, it's really hard to keep up with all the rules and legal requirements and offering a plan. That's why you see all those lawsuits. So we help people sleep better at night just by doing all the hard work.
You talked about the stress people are experiencing right now. The news is all about rising costs in every area of our lives. I see it at the grocery store. My grocery bill's going up. We see it in lumber and in salaries. I'm assuming this is also affecting 401ks.
It does affect 401ks. But again, I think the ACEC Retirement Trust has solutions. One thing, we use open architecture, meaning none of our investments are tied to our record keeper. So we're able to select the best options for investments. We see a lot of plans coming to the trust that we're looking at their current lineup. Maybe they're with Fidelity or Vanguard or T. Rowe Price, and their lineup is almost 100% Vanguard, Fidelity, or T. Rowe Price. If they make any changes in those investments, their costs go up. Not so with the ACEC Retirement Trust. If we change a stock option or a bond option, it has no effect on our pricing. We have institutional grade investments, very, very cost effective. And, it's not just looking at cost though, it's looking at service. I'll give you again another example. We're talking to a member of the ACEC that's looking to join the trust. And this firm is a very acquisitive firm, and they actually acquired a couple of firms that are in the ACEC Retirement Trust. And when we were talking to them, the first thing they said was the client service manager at the ACEC Retirement Trust, so good, so helpful, better than any they dealt with at any of the other record keepers. Think about it. If you're taking money away from us and we give you that kind of service, thanks what it's like if you're a full-time client. And our plans, no matter if you're $1 million, $5 million, $50 million, or $500 million, you will have a relationship manager that will come to see you 4 times a year or more if necessary. And this is the kind of service you don't get unless you're a plan of $25 to $50 million. dollars.
And I think one thing that's really interesting about the retirement trust is we're not just a plan. We're 350 companies, 20,000 participants with pooled assets over 2 billion. So we can use that pooled asset to bring in the best cost, not only from our service providers, which all of them have world-class net promoter scores, Cap Trust, Empower, McDermott, Will and Emery. So we can go and get the best investments, the best service providers at really, really good low fees that everyone benefits from.
It sounds like a good option for firms, no matter what their size, to be able to get that same level of investment. I know our employees are really concerned about market volatility. What do you think? How can we make them less anxious?
But I would just say, we constantly are rolling out education, talk about what's going on, get it out in the open, talk about what's happening with the market, rising interest rates. It drives the market down. They respond. So we want our participants to understand the ebbs and flows of the market. Whenever the market goes down, it's a great time to be buying, and just understand where they're at. So we use continuous education. We also, really important, Cap Trust. We've just rolled out a participant advice service that anyone that's in the plan can access. So you can call them anytime. You can put your own financial plan together, and it's available for all of our participants.
Or especially in these volatile times, people are concerned. The people that are most secure are the ones that have a plan. So they set up an appointment with Cap Trust. A financial advisor will go through with them, whether they're talking about budgeting, college savings, or their retirement. We'll try to answer questions talking about their retirement. We do, as Ron said, we do a financial plan. We call it a blueprint. And if you were to do a blueprint, Allison, if you were to do it today, in October of 2020, September of 2023, we'd be reaching back out to you and saying, Allison, it's time for you to have another checkup. We want to know what's changed. And of course, you're free to call in at any time. And you can deal with that same individual. We're not dealing with a website. You're dealing with a person who has some empathy. And if you want to have another appointment with that same person, if you like dealing with Joe, set it up and you deal with Joe again.
Proactive service is certainly something you don't get everywhere. Ron and John, why is the ACEC Retirement Trust a proven solution for our member firms' 401k plans? This is one of the benefits of being an ACEC member, to have access to this.
So, yeah, that's a great question. So, those plans, the plan sponsors that are in the trust, once they get to know the trust, they stay in the trust. We have a really high retention rate, 99 to 100% for those plans, with the exception of M&A, or they just simply close down the doors. So once they understand it, they really respect what the value of the trust offers, and that includes the fiduciary protection and a great plan for their participants.
You start talking about this, you've got the discretionary investment fiduciary, you have the advice, and quite frankly, advice really is not going to be available. There are available people in your C-suites. They have financial advisors, but your average employee all the way to the C-suites have the ability to have a financial advisor with this program. Because of our size and scale, you have a question, get answered. Your phone gets answered on the first ring. And, I guess in quickly said, save you time, save you money, improve outcomes for your participants, and provide enhanced fiduciary insulation. And, this is a proven solution that all members of the ACEC should consider.
If there are firms that want to get a retirement plan up and running, or they want to maybe check and see how theirs compares to what the retirement trust has available, how should they get in touch with you?
They should contact Lydia Zabricki.
Her information is also on the ACC national website.
Ron and John, thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your fall conference. This has been another episode of the Engineering Influence podcast from the American Council of Engineering Companies.